Jimmy Shane with 4. Corey Peabody, Jamie Nielsen. No Gold Cup victories to their credit as of yet.
But everyone has a chance.
You better believe that.
Kenny Wasser.
They've been doing a lot of patching and grinding and sanding on the J&Ds to get it ready for the final heat. They ran in heat 1, picked up a second place finish, and then haven't seen them since.
Yeah, I had a chance to walk down during our, not this break, but the one before, had a chance to walk down. The left sponson has a considerable amount of, I'm not sure if they use Bondo or what it is, but it's not very tall, but it's probably about every bit of 5 to 6 foot long. So if there was a crack, and again, we talked about Scott Rainey and a grinder and a sander, he's pretty good at fabricating. So that's what I saw.
Right.
Didn't see a hole per se, but just maybe like again, about a 6 foot long piece that they've worked on that was white in color.
Yeah, and if you don't repair it and try to run it, and you get out here on this water today, it'll probably open itself up, and it would be quite disastrous.
Quickly
it would. And this is something that 100-mile-an-hour tape will not take care of.
No, and Gorilla Tape I don't think would do the thing either.
Oh, probably not.
All right.
Countdown again?
We're inside 1 minute to the 5 to the 5.
1 minute until 5 to the 5.
The U9 Pinnacle Peak Consulting coming off the trailer.
Final heat sponsored by Morgan Foods. It's the
Our final boat going in. 5 boats will participate, 4 on the front line, 1 trailer.
The APBA Gold Cup.
Looking for a safe 5-lapper here. Everybody in and out of turn 1 safely for 5 times. And, well, as we say, we'll see what happens. Every one of the 5 knows the hazards of this river and the hazards of the first turn.
They do, and they have that in the back of their mind.
Yep.
And you know, as we mentioned,
and again, what do you...
Morning.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 to the 5.
5 to the 5. Inside 10 minutes.
How lucky do you feel? How lucky do you feel if I want to take lane 1?
Well, yes, the race fan along the shore.
Well, I think what Jimmy Shane said is pretty apropos. If you get in there and can make it out cleanly, you've got a leg up on the field. You're squeezed, you're probably going to go for a ride.
Well, and here's food for thought. J. Michael Kelly made one good hard lap in the lead and clean.
And nobody in front of him.
Nobody in front of him. He was leading going into 1 for the second time, and it reached up and bit him, and he's done for the day. So it doesn't have to be on lap 1.
No. It could be on lap 5.
It could be on lap 5. You're exactly right. And once you're through that turn for a couple of times, they just kind of pile up. And you've heard drivers say, with the wind blowing against the current, it just keeps those rollers down there. They don't have a chance to go downstream and dissipate.
2018 winners you mentioned driving the Delta Real Track for
Breeze not nearly as stout as it was earlier in the day.
No.
His father Mark
Nope.
this weekend. Mark won the Gold Cup in 1991, the Winston Eagle.
Now, it will also have to be duly noted that we haven't had a gun jumper today.
Correct.
Now would not be a good time to have one for anybody.
True. And we've not had an encroachment today.
And that would not be a good time for anyone.
Has 11 Gold Cup victories.
That's called shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep. Well, or if we can refer back to last weekend with Andrew Tate at Guntersville, came out, made a mistake in the warm-up period, and it was done before the heat started. You don't want to do that either.
Oh. Inside 8 minutes.
Run 5 hard laps. See what happens. Bring it back in one piece.
One piece, but let the chips fall where they may.
Yep. Easier said than done.
Well, that's very true.
You got 5 hard racers out there that want nothing more than to win the Gold Cup.
In about 10 minutes, he was tied the legendary Car Wood. The first
so we're getting set for our Gold Cup final heat, thanks to all that have been involved with us. Can I have that cheat sheet?
Yes, you can.
We appreciate all of our sponsors being on board this weekend for our Gold Cup coverage here in Madison. It's been a interesting, fun weekend, and we want to say thanks to our sponsors, including Terry's Heating and Cooling, Taco Bell of Madison, the Jefferson Community Federal Credit Union, Anderson Sales and Service, Super Shine Auto Detailing and Window Tinting, Glass Unlimited, Dominion Pest Control, Madison Precision Products, Dr. Elizabeth Pollock, the Farmers Bank of Milton, Craig Toyota Body Shop, Chandler Chevrolet, Arvin Sango, Madison Auto Service Center, and Steinhardt Heating and Cooling. Also our hydro race sponsors, Suntime Printing, Anderson Sales and Service, the Farmers Bank of Milton, and Super Shine Auto Detailing and Window Tinting. As our countdown continues.
6:20 before the start. Also want to thank Craig Toyota Body Shop for sponsoring the start-finish line. Our Super Shine Auto Detailing and Window Tinting broadcast location, powered by MetroNet. Want to thank the Rivertown Grill for lunch today and for snacks yesterday. Want to thank Raisin Blazin' Barbecue in Bedford for lunch yesterday. Want to thank Young Screen Printing in Owenton for T-shirts yesterday.
And Fizz's Screen Printing
for our T-shirts today.
Gold Cup T-shirts today.
Get the official countdown coming up here very shortly with H1 Unlimited and their official Howard Shaw.
And I see,
5:40.
I see a piece of wood in the front straightaway.
Well, they were asking about safety and rescue is in the course down here on the upper corner, right before the entrance pit at 2. They wanted to know what they were doing, and as they were fishing a log out. So they are almost off the course, and there's a small piece, as you mentioned, just past the start-finish line with 5:20.
111th APBA Gold Cup, sponsored by Morgan Foods. Stand by for countdown.
Again, we appreciate you tuning in on Works 96.7 FM, WORX, or online at WORXradio.com. I'm Travis Calvert. That's Tim Torrance. 3, 2, 1. Mark. 5-minute period is underway as we'll race for the gold and the Indiana Governor's Cup.
Here we go.
As the 40 starts to smoke again.
They are smoke screening the Graham Trucking guys who are right behind them.
So the 12 out, the 1 out, the 11 out, 12:40, waiting on the 9. And Jimmy Shane headed to turn 1. Jamie Nielsen, Dave Billwalk, Andrew Tate, and Corey Peabody. As everybody on their feet on both sides of the river as the 111th APBA Gold Cup final heat is 4 minutes away right now. Everybody on the lower end of the course down in turn number 1. Jimmy Shane headed up the backstretch. Dave Billwalk headed up that way. Jamie Nielsen, Andrew Tate, Corey Peabody just getting into turn number 1 right now. 3:40 to go.
Jimmy Shane underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Jamie Nielsen to follow, Andrew Tate to follow, Dave Billwalk to follow, and Corey Peabody to follow as well. Everybody, nope, there goes Dave Billwalk. He'll buzz through the infield and come over to the front stretch.
He has not gone to turn 2 during a milling period all day.
You never know what the crafty guy is thinking.
No, and he doesn't want the inside, so
he hasn't had it all day. Don't expect him to have it now. The Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street coming down in front of the start-finish line right now. The Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. Jamie Nielsen, who will be the trailer boat, comes in front of the start-finish line, as does Andrew Tate as well. Everybody down to corner number 1. Corey Peabody up in corner number 2.
Dave Billwalk headed up the backstretch. Jimmy Shane in turn 1. There is Andrew Tate. there is Jamie Nielsen. So everybody but Corey Peabody headed up the backstretch. Nope, and Dave Villwock going to cut the Grand Prix course, and then down to turn 1 again with 2:20 to go.
2:20 to go. Jimmy Shane will head all the way up towards the bridge. Here comes Corey Peabody by start-finish. Jamie Nielsen goes up.
Andrew Tate going to head up.
Andrew Tate will indeed head up as well. Dave Villwock through turn 1. Whoop. Let's see. Somebody will cut the course. That is Corey Peabody.
Yep.
Now let's see what Dave Villwock does. Here's going to be an interesting scenario. He's going to go to the infield again.
Yeah, here he comes.
Jimmy Shane down the front straightaway.
Oh, boy. Okay.
He gave Jimmy Shane enough room.
Yep.
Of course, if you're going to cut through the infield, the boat on the front straightaway has the right-of-way.
Correct. He's going to move over.
Minute and a half.
Jimmy may want to get one.
There's Jamie Nielsen. There's Andrew Tate. Corey Peabody all the way up in corner number 2. He'll come down and I'm sure cut the course prior to turn 1.
Well, Jimmy Shane looks like he's going to try to sneak in there on lane 1, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Dave Villwock, the crafty veteran, looking like lane 2, but we're going to have to slow down because we're way early at 1 minute. So we are at 1 minute before the start of the Gold Cup final. Villwock leads them down up the backstretch. Then it's Shane. Nielsen's going to have to slow down. He's got to be the trailer. And Corey Peabody cuts the course, and Andrew Tate coming up behind everybody at 45 seconds.
At 45 seconds up the backstretch. Clock continues to wind down. Corey Peabody will come up and catch up with the field. And again, Jamie Nielsen has to start right behind the field. We are at 25 seconds before the start. Everybody goes to turn 2. They start to fan out up in turn 2. It'll be Shane in 1, Villwock in 2, Tate in 3. On the outside is Peabody in 4. We're at 11 seconds. They underneath the bridge, 9 seconds. Hopefully they're not too early.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, looks like a clean start, and we're racing in the final as Dave Villwock will lead him across. It is a good start. We're headed to turn number 1. The first boat to get out here is going to be Jimmy Shane in the U1 home street. Hits a hole. That allows Villwock to catch up, and he makes it through all right. Jimmy Shane in the home street. The Goodman Real Estate presents the home street. Everybody else in the wake behind him, they make it through the first turn all right. But it's Shane leading the pack up the backstretch.
Jimmy Shane by about 2 boat lengths over Dave Villwock. Back to Corey Peabody and also back to Andrew Tate. He's lost in the rooster tail as 3 go into turn 2. Almost side by side. It'll be Shane there first. We'll see if somebody peeks their nose out. Shane's got the course under control now off of corner number 2. It'll be Shane. It'll be Tate. Where's Villwock? There he is. He's falling back. It'll be Jimmy Shane underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. They're running 5 this time. First time all weekend they've ran that many. Andrew Tate trying to run down Jimmy Shane. It'll be Shane on the inside, Tate on the outside. Shane by about 3 boat lengths as they cross the start-finish line. Here is Corey Peabody. Dave Villwock is falling off the pace.
Dave Villwock, I believe, has been assessed a 1-minute penalty for encroachment. Jimmy Shane back to the front of the field, though. Boy, it's rough down there in turn number 1, but he'll make it through, which will allow Andrew Tate to close the gap. He's close to within 3 boat lengths on the outside. Corey Peabody makes it real wide on the outside. As Villwock slows to 4th, Nielsen in 5th. But at the front of the field, Jimmy Shane has extended the lead now by a half a rooster tail on lap 2.
He's trying to hold lane 1 down, but it's really, really rough down in turn number 1. They're on lap number 2. It'll be Shane up to the bridge, and he leads Andrew Tate by about a half a rooster tail. Shane into turn 2. It'll be Shane coming off the exit pin of 2. Towards the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line, coming down the front straightaway, running right into the wind, coming up the river. It'll be Jimmy Shane coming down to complete lap number 2. 2 down, 5 to go. It'll be Jimmy Shane in the U1 Goodman Real Estate Home Street Bank, and Andrew Tate losing the tail feathers on the back of the Graham truck.
You're exactly right, and that'll affect it a little bit, so we'll have to see what happens as we're on lap 3, and there it just flew off. The back feathers, the back wings of the 12 just flew off as Jimmy Shane hits a really rough hole down in turn number 1. Andrew Tate steers clear of it. He's pedaling for all he's worth up the back straightaway trying to catch Jimmy Shane. Corey Peabody, he smooth ride through turn 1. And we look down, Jamie Nielsen has passed Dave Villwalk, but it's a Rooster Tail length lead for the Home Street U1.
Jimmy Shane in the home streak bank as Andrew Tate tries to reel him in without any tail feathers. Dave Villwalk in 5th place now. It'll be Shane up to the second corner. He'll get there first. Andrew Tate, a Rooster Tail behind in second. About 3 Rooster Tails back to Corey Peabody. Shane off the corner. They'll come down and complete lap number 3 of 5. Underneath the Milton Madison Bridge, Jimmy Shane, he'll move out away from the buoys a little bit, try to find a little bit smoother water. It is Jimmy Shane coming down, a Rooster Tail up, 3 up, 2 more to go. It is Shane. It is Tate across the start-finish line. Down to turn 1 again.
Yep, and you're right. Jimmy Shane has moved out away from the buoy line to try to get some cleaner water, and he will tiptoe his way through the lower corner. A much better ride that time on lap 4. But boy, Andrew Tate has got the pedal to the metal. He is trying to catch Jimmy Shane. He is closing, and then he'll fall back. Jimmy said that he had great cornering speed this weekend. But back to 3rd, Corey Peabody is in good shape. Here comes Nielsen, Dave Villwalk in 5th, but another lap and a half for Jimmy Shane.
Up to the bridge goes Jimmy Shane. He's got a Rooster Tail lead over Andrew Tate. Shane into turn 2. Dave Villwalk running on the outside. It'll be Shane coming out of the turn first. It'll be Tate coming out of the turn second. They'll come down to take the green flag. They'll lap Dave Villwalk. They'll get the white flag for Shane, and it looks like Andrew Tate has fallen back to 2 Rooster Tails down. Oh, he gets real high, does Jimmy Shane. He'll cross the start-finish line. Tate now in second by about a Rooster Tail and a half down. Final turn on lap number 5 for Jimmy Shane.
Yep.
He'll try to tiptoe his way through turn number 1 again. He'll get through the turn, off the exit pin, up the backstretch. It'll be Andrew Tate. Looks like Tate may have moved a little closer to the Rooster Tail of the U1, but it's about a Rooster Tail and a half now for Jimmy Shane. About 3 Rooster Tails back. That's Dave Villwalk in 5th, but the leader is on the final lap as he'll head up towards the Milton Madison Bridge. Travis, bring him home.
And he's exactly right. Jimmy Shane with 1 more turn to go to bring home his 5th Gold Cup victory in his career. He'll hang it on the hook on the apex of turn number 2. He'll go out way wide, and he will come down. As Andrew Tate slides inside, it is going to be the U1 with a big hop right there. He's got less than 1,000 feet to go. Your 2021 APBA Gold Cup champion, Jimmy Shane, at the Home Street Goodman Real Estate.
Second place to Andrew Tate in the U12 Graham Trucking with no tail feathers on. It'll be back to 3rd place to Corey Peabody in the U9 Pinnacle Peak Consulting. 4th to the trailer boat. It'll be Jamie Nielsen in the U11 J&Ds, and a 5th to Dave Villwalk in the U40 Beacon Plumbing. And you said Villwalk received a penalty on an encroachment.
Correct. Turn 1, I'm not sure. I think it was turn 1, lap 1, I believe.
Gotcha.
Jamie Nielsen, as you mentioned, will come down and get 4th place points as he makes the turn toward the home stretch. And again, Dave Villwalk came unhooked a little bit, probably down in turn number 1.
So here comes Jamie Nielsen to get the checkered flag. He'll finish 4th. They ran in heat number 1, but hadn't run since until the final, and they end up with the 4th place finish here at Madison. Nice job for the J&D's Fabrication and Jamie Nielsen, and of course Scott and Shannon Rainey. Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street with a 1st place finish. 2nd place to Andrew Tate in the U12 Graham Trucking. 3rd to the U9 Pinnacle Peak Consulting with Corey Peabody. 4th to Jamie Nielsen in the U11 J&Ds. 5th to Dave Villwalk in the U40 Beacon Plumbing. We'll just keep it right here. We'll get the celebration as Jimmy Shane comes down the front straightaway at slow speed. I'm sure giving everybody a big wave. Jimmy Shane, they gave him 1.
He took it.
He probably reluctantly took 1. Had a couple of big hops down there on a couple of laps, but he made it work.
But you said sometimes by the grace of the good Lord, he dove in there, and thankfully for him, he was able to power his way through there and was able to get through.
And you're right, he did power his way through there.
Yep, he exactly did. So As he comes down, he'll pop the canopy.
Which he's already done.
Oh, yeah. That's a trademark for Jimmy.
Yep. 5th Gold Cup victory for Jimmy Shane.
Boy, I tell you what, hats off to Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
He drove a whale of a race.
He drove the pants off.
No tail feathers. And I'll tell you another person to get a hat off to. Corey Peabody stayed out of trouble.
He stayed out of trouble, got not a very good start in the final heat, but ended up with a podium finish for him from U19.
And as bad as the taste probably was from last weekend, even though he finished second, I'd say this might be a little more sweeter.
I would say probably so.
Working the first lap from my eye, it looked like Dave might have bared out a little bit. Kind of affected the arc of the turn for Andrew. But with that,
So it is boats coming back to the dock. Dave Velwalk on his final lap, running an extra one for the encroachment. And Shane back to the dock, and Shane out of the boat and ready to rock and roll with congratulatory hugs and handshakes from the crew.
we'll have to go through second. Jimmy getting a hug from longtime crew member.
We're going to go down?
Yeah, that's what Tate told me.
All right, let's go down to the dock, and Rob Condit, he'll have Jimmy Shane. Rob?
That's right, guys. Down here on the dock, Jimmy's still getting congratulation hugs and handshakes from the entire Home Street Racing team, the Miss Madison Racing team. More celebration. Hugs and handshakes, an emotional hug for Jimmy Shane as he takes this time to celebrate with his crew.
A 5th Gold Cup for Jimmy Shane.
A 5th for the 6th.
6th for the
Miss Madison Racing team.
Uh-huh. And he'll make his way over to Rob Condit.
Absolutely.
Too many people to...
Yeah, he's making sure he gets to hug every single crew member
Absolutely.
on this dock. Jimmy Shane, winner of the Gold Cup for a 5th time in his career. A big fist pump as I say that to you. Jimmy, man, what a race. Take us through the first couple of laps in that final heat.
It was rough, and rough. We had a decent start. I really didn't want to be in lane 1, but if they were going to open it up for us, I was going to take it. And, that's that risk and reward I was telling you about earlier. If you can make it through turn 1 clean, man, you have a big advantage up the backstretch on the first lap. So I just can't thank my team enough. Thank my family. Thank all my friends watching at home. Everybody on the live stream, thank you for all your support. Miss Madison Racing wins 50 years later in Madison, Indiana. Is a pretty cool thing.
How fit is that it's been 50 years Gold Cup, and once again, 50 years later, Miss Madison is a Gold Cup champion once again.
It's it's a way different dynamic. The team is so much different than what it was back in 71, so I know how hard it was to achieve that in 71. I know that we brought good equipment out here. We didn't have our best equipment. I knew it was going to be a challenge, and we pulled it off. We did it.
And in front of these fans, here at the Madison Regatta, 2020 season was canceled because of COVID. How exciting was it to win here in front of the fans cheering for you in Madison, Indiana?
It's been 2 years since I got a chance to experience it with COVID, not racing in 2020, so I'm really happy that they get to relive the joy again 2 years later, and I'm just ecstatic for the team. Really can't thank them enough. Thank the sponsors. Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street Bank, and we did it. We did what we needed to do.
For a 5th time in his career, Gold Cup champion, and we'll send him up to the judges' stand. Gold Cup here in a little bit. Congratulations, Jimmy.
Thank you, Rob.
Again, Jimmy Shane, pretty happy. Pretty emotionally happy.
Pretty emotionally happy. didn't want lane one.
No.
Thought about this. We talked about the strategy.
Yeah.
Didn't want lane one, but if it opens up, we're going to take it.
Right. Yep. You're going to take it. You got to make it work.
Well, again, I can't say this enough. Steve David, if you're going to take lane one, you better make sure you get through there.
You better make it work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. You absolutely need to. So we'll get them back up to the podium. We'll carry the award ceremony coming up in just a little bit. Pretty good crowd down there at the fence.
Well, if you remember the first year he won it here,
yeah,
he made it. He went straight to the fence, and from the fence to the judges' stand took him about 20 minutes.
Slapping
hands and signing autographs because it was a really cool sight to see because he was all the way up through there.
So they'll get the boat out of the water. They've got the 12 back up on the trailer right now. Andrew Tate with a wounded duck, but man, he drove it hard and drove it to a second-place finish, and no apologies, I'm sure, for finishing second.
No, and again, he drove the wheels off that thing, no pun intended.
No.
And because right here at the start of lap 3, we came by for the end of lap 2, the tail fins were folded in, and right down here past the old barge pier, they just they were gone.
Yep.
And boy, it looked like an old GP boat with no wing on the back of it. But boy, he still drove the heck out of it.
He absolutely did. Did a nice job, did Andrew Tate. Again, and we mentioned Corey Peabody, not the best start of the world for him in the final heat, but he made it work. When you don't make a picture-perfect start, you try to make the best of what you've got or what they give to you, and he did just that. And he ends up on the podium.
He ends up on the podium, and again, he stayed out of trouble. He was far enough back. He wasn't going to. There was no way he was going to catch Tate and Shane. So, I'll lay back here in third place, stay out of trouble, put it on the water, bring it back in one piece, put it on the trailer. Good job.
And be done.
And
we'll race again another day.
And we'll live to race another day.
That's exactly right. So congratulations to Jimmy Shane. Congratulations to Andrew Tate. Congratulations to Corey Peabody, podium finishers for the 111th running of the APBA Gold Cup Madison Regatta, presented by Nucor of Madison. And that will wrap up our racing for the weekend. It was a slow start, no racing, no nothing on Friday, late Saturday, middle of the afternoon, I should say.
And
Friday,
a fast finish.
And a slow start on Saturday, but a fast finish on Sunday. And it's been a long weekend, but it's been a good weekend of racing. We're glad to get the Madison Regatta in, glad to be a part of it once again here on the judges stand. ORX Radio has been a part of the Madison Regatta since ORX was born back in 1950.
Wow.
We've been around every year since then.
And we carried every race.
I know it's hard to believe, but that was before my time on this earth. But as I'm told and as I see things, we carried it from the inception of the birth of ORX. We've been a part of the Madison Regatta ever since then. So
impressive.
Yeah, it is. It's very impressive, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
I am thankful that you've allowed me to be a part of it.
What's going on down there, Rob?
It's loud down here, guys.
Jimmy Shane, here we go.
The fans are lining up against the fence, and now Jimmy Shane's going to just walk along and high five as many fans here in Madison as he possibly can as he is walking towards you guys. Going to go to the judges stand, and we'll have the presentation of the Indiana Governor's Cup and the Gold Cup here shortly. Andrew Tate,
that's good.
Posing with photos with young fans, and they are happy to see their fan favorite, the driver of the hometown boat, claim another APBA Gold Cup. One other thing, guys, after we got done interviewing Jimmy Shane, J. Michael Kelly came over to congratulate him. I took a look at him. Nose, no blood or anything, but he's still complaining about some injuries to his nose, to his ribs. They said that they're going to evaluate. They're going to go home to Washington.
Right.
And then if they're having any more issues, they might get some x-rays later on this week.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank
and
you.
Again, he's got till the end of the month to heal himself. Hopefully there'll be enough time to do that before they hit the water at Tri-Cities, Washington. But I'm going to say, I think Jimmy Shane got as many high fives and hallelujahs as Steve David did.
I would say it was probably close. I think it's pretty close.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's step away and take a break, and we'll come back with the awards ceremony right after this. Important messages here on Works 96.7.
Is your home's indoor air quality?
Probably just pull the skin off. Get ready to head back home. Get the tear it off. Okay. Good seeing you. Brooke, good seeing you.
Copy. GoPro survive. Copy.
I wouldn't. It's gonna hurt you. That's cheaper. Yeah.
They already had lunch.
Order of finish for the Gold Cup. But we will get all the boats back on the trailer, get the drivers up here to hand them the trophies, and we will go from there. But again, a long, emotional weekend for a lot of folks. You know, speedy recovery is talked about. Speedy recovery for him. The river, sometimes it reaches up and bites you, and it got him today, boat and body.
Yep, it did, and you know, that's the nature of the beast. The mighty Ohio River, Old Man River, sometimes has teeth.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Tate, you ready? Tate.
Hey everyone, I'm doing all right. Sure bummed that we weren't able to go out and run the final. A little bruised up, but other than that, okay. Some sore ribs, sore nose. I think I punched myself in the face. But most of all, just disappointed in I'm hurting my boat. Just got banged up pretty good. But what an amazing final. It wasn't no fun watching from the sidelines, but just, it looked like some really good racing. And I don't know. I had a good time watching it, but would have much rather been in it.
Thank you, Mike.